Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Detroit Department of Transportation proposed Title VI Program Plan public hearing. Today is Wednesday, October the 7th, 2020. My name is Alicia Miller. I am the Title VI coordinator. Gabby, introduce yourself.
My name is Gabrielle Honey, and I'm the Title VI. My name is Gabrielle Honey, and I'm the Title VI Regulatory Compliance Officer.
My name is Brian Fisher, and I'm also a Title VI Regulatory Compliance Officer.
And we will be your panelists today. The agenda for today is for us to review the purpose of the public hearing. What is Title VI? Title VI requirements, the next steps that will be taken. We will have time for questions and comments, and then we will close out our public hearing. The purpose of this public hearing is to ensure a well-planned Title VI program is in place to prevent discrimination, promote public inclusion, address, avoid, and mitigate any discriminatory actions and activities, and provide a basic understanding of the Title VI requirements. What is Title VI? Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is a federal law which prevents any entity receiving federal funds from discriminating against anyone because of race, color, or national origin. DDOT's top priority is to make sure that all services are provided to all in a non-discriminatory manner. The Title VI program requirements, there are 12 elements contained in every Title VI plan or program. They ranges from the notice of your rights under Title VI to subrecipient monitoring, and lastly, governing body approval. Now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Gabby to explain the top 5 elements that's included in the Title VI program. Gabby?
Thank you, Alicia. One of the Title VI requirements that is explained in the Title VI plan is the Title VI public notice and locations. It's called the Know Your Rights notices. They are placed on the buses, and they are also placed in our transit center, such as Rosa Parks Transit Center. Another Title VI requirement that is explained in the Title VI plan is the Title VI complaint procedure. It explains how to file a complaint, where to find the form, which is on our DDOT website, and it also explains the complaint investigation procedures. The Title VI plan lists any open or closed complaints, any active investigations by DDOT or the City of Detroit's Civil Rights, Inclusion, and Opportunity Department, and it also lists any lawsuits. The Title VI plan also includes DDOT's public participation plan. The goal of the public participation plan is to create opportunities for minority, low-income, limited English proficient LEP populations and other stakeholders to provide meaningful input about DDOT's transit-related services, programs, and policies. To achieve this goal, DDOT developed a public participation plan that includes procedures to provide adequate notice of public participation activities, opportunities for public review and comment, strategies for engaging minority, low-income, and LEP populations. The next Title VI requirement is the Language Assistant Plan, Access Plan. I apologize. DDOT must take reasonable steps to ensure meaningful access to individuals with limited English proficiencies, or LEP persons. LEP refers to persons for whom English is not their primary language and have a limited ability to read, write, speak, or understand English. For the Language Assistance Plan, DDOT uses a four-factor analysis to determine service area for the LEP population, how language assistance services will be provided to LEP persons by language, communication methods to LEP persons about the availability of language assistance. Some of the tools that we use is the I Speak card, where someone can point to explain the language that they're speaking, or the Title VI Know Your Rights cards that you see on the buses or in our public transit areas, where LEP person can call customer service and they can obtain translation services. The Language Assistance Plan also explains how the plan is evaluated and updated, how transit employees are trained to provide timely and reasonable language assistance to the LEP populations. We provide all new employees with FTA awareness training, and this also includes LEP information. The LEP also includes information regarding translating vital documents. The documents that we translate are the complaint procedures and the complaint form and public hearing notices. We will automatically translate those documents into Spanish and Arabic, and we will do other languages upon request. Unless we are going to a specific location that speaks another language, we will already have those documents transferred into their language. Now, I will turn the presentation over to my colleague, Mr. Brian Fisher. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Gabby. The next Title VI requirement will be the membership of non-elected transit committees. The non-elected transit committees, where their membership is selected by DDOT, consists of the Local Advisory Council, DDOT Advisory Commission Council, and the Paratransit Appeals Board. With these non-elected transit committees, DDOT must do two things. First, we must provide FTA with a table depicting the racial breakdown of each committee's membership, and also to provide FTA with a description of the efforts made to encourage the participation of minorities on each committee. This information is located on our committee membership application, which is located on our website. We also have a brief description of each committee located on our website. Title VI requirement next will be the subrecipients monitoring. DDOT must provide subrecipients where we monitor subrecipients to ensure that they are carrying out their Title VI plans as documented only if DDOT passes through funds to that subrecipient. Currently, DDOT does not have any subrecipients. Our next Title VI requirement stems from the service standard and policies. Here's where we set system-wide standards and policies, which can include our on-time performance, transit amenities, vehicle assignment, vehicle loads, and etc. So, sometimes then you have where we determine whether the service and fare equity changes results in a disparate impact or disproportionate burden. We've made a change to where we have reduced the disparate impact rate from 25% down to 20% so that we can further ensure that there is no discrimination. Next on the Title VI requirements is where we speak in regards to our demographic and service area profile, where we collect and report ridership data and travel patterns. These are those surveys where you've seen us on the bus or seen us at the bus stops and we're asking you certain questions. That's where we're involving our public. Another Title VI requirement is our service monitoring, where we compare our actual service to the service standards and policies. Following that, and with that, that's where once every 3 years, we submit the service monitoring to ensure that our standards and service policies are met. So everything that we put into our policies, we want to make sure that we're actually doing those. The next Title VI requirement comes to our governing body approval. We submit our Title VI plan with our governing body approval to FTA. Currently, our governing body is our Executive Director, Mikhail Oglesby. This is submitted every 3 years, and we also submit an equity analysis and service monitoring results. Here, I will turn it back over to our Title VI coordinator, Ms. Alicia Miller.
So what are the next steps? The public comment period will begin tomorrow and it will end October 23rd. At that time, after that, we will review public comments received, prepare responses to the comments received. We will obtain our executive director's approval, and we will submit our plan to FTA on or before November the 1st. So, how to comment on our Title VI plan? You can download the Title VI program plan at www.detroitmi.gov/DDOT, or you can submit comments about the proposed policies by Friday, October 23rd to the websites listed below. You can email DDOT comments at detroitmi.gov. You can also mail in your comments to the address provided here, attention Title VI coordinator. You can also call our customer service number at 313-933-1300 and submit a comment, or on our DDOT website at www.detroitmi.gov/DDOT. At this time, we're going to open it up for any questions or comments that the public may have. Will Ivami be looking at those? Okay, thank you.
Don't have any in chat. As of now, we have 3 hands raised.
Okay.
We'll start with Mr. Larry first. I will unmute him and allow him to speak.
Hello, my name is Larry Downburst. I'm a member of Detroit Speakers Platform Transit Justice Team. I'm presuming you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. My review of the proposed plan creates a problem that I see looking forward in the future, because it stems from DDOT's the plans that are on the table before City Council at the moment concerning the proposed new terminal at 8 Mile and Woodward. And the problem with that is the air quality and the demographic of the bus rider. And considering that I personally would much rather go someplace else than have to ride the bus and transfer and wind up with a new transit center and maybe even on-time service, since we're talking 2022 and better. I would rather give that up than have to ride the bus, which I have to do, and wind up having all of these wonderful amenities and die slowly from air pollution, from pulmonary infections. And I think something should be included in the plan, especially for those people who use oxygen, have asthma, and are susceptible to pulmonary problems. And it's not covered. And considering the particular demographic of the riders. It raises not only an ADA problem, it also raises another Title VI problem, because then it becomes an issue of race, because the majority of riders that pass through there will be black, brown, and yellow. Now, I don't know how y'all intend to handle that. I don't see how you can clean the air in that area that's planned. Thank you. That's sufficient for now.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question, comment comes from Ms. Margaret Maddox, and also want to remind you that the chat is available to make your comment if you have any difficulty. One moment, I will unmute you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I am a long time rider, and as some of you know that I have a disability, and I try to open up the items in the chat, and it keeps bringing it up. Page not found. So people who will be coming in late, the hours look at the chat, and they cannot download whatever is in that chat. And another thing is that why is it that we cannot get the bus drivers to automatically pull close to the curb and with avenue and district line? And I am not understanding what is going on with this presentation. So you may have to do it again, or some of us to understand what's going on. Thank you, and have a blessed week.
Okay, thank you. You too. Are there any more comments?
Okay, let me. Yes, Ruth Johnson. I'm going to allow her to speak. Okay, you should be unmuted.
Good afternoon. This is Ruth Johnson, a concerned citizen and public transit advocate. Thank you for this opportunity to comment. First of all, I would like to say that I agree with Mr. Verse regarding his comments about the State Fair grounds facility and the transit center. And I also agree with Ms. Maddox regarding improving effective community engagement, but I have additional comments on those two areas. As far as effective community engagement, I'd recommend that DDOT and the city be more affirmative, more proactive in getting information out. And I know you've been doing much better than in the past, and I give you your props for that. But one of the things I would suggest is both at State Fair and Rosa Parks Transit Center, have some display of the transit plan and of your presentation slides, and provide opportunities on the spot as people are waiting for their next bus to be able to give comment, call in if there's a text option. I did not see that, because if we know that the city of Detroit and Detroiters have lower access to internet and digital communication, we should not rely so heavily on even people know that there's an opportunity. I would say an opportunity means also the ability to access the information and understand the purpose of the Title VI plan and how it's used. I would also say, in terms of effective community engagement, and I know this has been done before, actually get on the buses. I mean, it's not like people are going to jump off before they stop. I've had great conversations. I always ask the driver first because I don't want to be a distraction. And I know with COVID-19, it may be a little more difficult, but still there's opportunities at, some of the major transfer points at the transit centers to have conversations. And again, do it in a way that follows all applicable laws, rules, and policies, and also document it. But I think also as part of the feedback loop, let us know how you're using this feedback. I think there's examples throughout the city, and I think DDOT has done before. We got this many comments and this many, because it's helpful for as a transit community for us to know what our fellow riders and drivers and other concerned people think. Specifically regarding State Fair, the State Fairgrounds, I am very concerned that DDOT and the transit community serve as the major proponents, advocates, and champions of good transit and good design and operation of the new transit center. Although the Federal Transportation Administration guidelines may allow, 2 weeks to hold a public hearing before a rerouting or the actual move or replacement, I would urge DDOT and the city to involve effectively riders, drivers, and others who have firsthand lived experience and knowledge in improving pedestrian, ADA, and bicycle access and safety. When you look at also vehicular traffic, specifically, I'm concerned, at the in and out points from the parking lot, there needs to be probably some signal controls, because as you know, with a stop sign, people do these rolling stops or just run out and they don't even stop to see if there's a pedestrian. I'd also talk about the private versus public uses. I think as a community, we're accustomed to people using transit centers and transit hubs as a marketplace of ideas, information, and materials. I'm not sure if the private security hired by someone like Amazon will understand the loving kindness we need to show one another. But there also needs to be training of how to de-escalate, how to handle those behavioral issues or other things that we need to deal with, but do it in a loving way rather than in a hardcore policing, escalating fashion. I'm also very concerned about just the community education and engagement around the State Fair facility. I would encourage DDOT to take the lead, have a dedicated place on their website where people can get that information. It may be on the city website, but I would say most DDOT folks go to DDOT. Website, app, other places, call in. Use what you already have to educate and engage riders and others who care about both fixed bus and paratransit. Lastly, I would ask that, again, as part of the engagement process, find out what riders are concerned about, what concerns they have around the State Fair. I am very concerned, as I understand it, the pedestrian access to where the new location is. I know Mr. Oglesby has shown how it improved the routing of buses, but I'm more concerned not about how many turns a bus may make or the route they need to travel. I'm more concerned about how many buses a pedestrian will need to take. If I'm dropped off on the cemetery side, if I have to take a bus, and I've tried to do this to get to the transit center, a lot of DDOT and smart buses won't pick me up. Maybe because they're trying to make that 6-lane short distance. All I know is I've had to call both DDOT Smart and say, why don't they pick me up? It's a cold day. All I need to do is get across the street, and I don't want to risk my life. Even though there's a traffic light with so much traffic traveling so fast over the overpass at 8 Mile, I can't run that fast. And I actually run master's track, 100 meters, 200 meters. I shouldn't have to be the top in my age group, which I almost am, just to get across, and let alone for someone who's differently abled or has a cart or a stroller. Let us really think about how practical it is for someone with bags or children or any type of different ability to get in and on off of buses, and especially during the winter weather, what that means in terms of having a concrete platform and any place where you're expecting people to get in and off just to get to the new transit center. So let us do better, let us do it earlier, and let us involve more people on purpose.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Johnson, for your comments. I just want everyone to know that it will be public outreach for the State Fair Transit Center. As we speak, the plans are being developed now to have public engagement, and that information will be forthcoming. So look forward to that in the future.
This is Margaret speaking again. May I speak, please? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. In addition to what Ms. Ruth Johnson just said, I would like to put a challenge for every DDOT worker to take a walk in my shoes. Come with me. Meet me at the river line, and then we can travel the DDOT buses together for at least 12 hours, because for the people can understand what it's like traveling with a walker, a wheelchair, a stroller, or any type of devices. Please take the opportunity to take me up my challenge. And then maybe Amazon, we, we, we do the same because we need to figure out a way to make transportation
Okay, she just said,
better for everyone. Thank you.
you're welcome. So you want a DDOT worker to walk in your shoes, come out there, meet you at Woodward so that we can find out exactly what it is, what you experience when riding a DDOT bus.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we have no problem with doing that. My team here, the compliance team, we do that on a regular basis. However, because of COVID-19, we have been working remotely from home since March of this year. So
No,
things
I
are,
know that.
yes, things are now slowly to open up, and I believe Don is here. You know, Don Lozen, he have your contact information. We can get that. We will reach out to you, and hopefully in the near future, we will meet you on that line to see exactly what you're experiencing when you use DDOT service.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The only other hand I see raised is again Miss Ruth Johnson. I don't know if it's still raised from before. If you want to confirm, if you have another question. Okay, I don't see it raised anymore.
Okay.
Okay, did anyone else have any comments? You can please raise your hand now. I don't see any, and I don't see any in chat as well either. So at this point, I don't see any other comments or questions raised.
Okay. All right, well, thank you. Do we want to conclude now, or we want to wait until 1 o'clock, or what? All right, Bami or Jennifer?
Is the normal process to conclude after the comments? I don't see anybody else rejoining.
Okay. Well, at this time, we will conclude this public hearing for the 2021-23 proposed Title VI plan. I would like to thank you all for participating and look forward to seeing you in person soon. So stay safe. Thank you.